Volume 2, Hadith 468, narrated Samurah bin Jundab. Whenever the Prophet finished the dawn prayer, he would face us and ask, "Who amongst you had a dream last night?" So if anyone had seen a dream, he would narrate it. The Prophet would say, "Mashallah," an Arabic maxim meaning literally what God wished, and it indicates a good omen. One day he asked us whether any one of us had seen a dream. We replied in the negative. The Prophet said, "But I had seen a dream last night that two men came to me, caught hold of my hands, and took me to the sacred land." Muqaddasa includes Jerusalem. There I saw a person sitting and another standing with an iron hook in his hand, pushing it inside the mouth of the former till it reached the jawbone, and then tore off one side of his cheek, and then did the same with the other side. In the meantime, the first side of his cheek became normal again, and then he repeated the same operation again. I said, "What is this?" They told me to proceed on, and we went on till we came to a man lying flat on his back, and another man standing at his head, carrying a stone or a piece of rock, and crushing the head of the lying man with that stone. Whenever he struck him, the stone rolled away. The man went to pick it up, and by the time he returned to him, the crushed head had returned to its normal state, and the man came back and struck him again, and so on. I said, "Who is this?" They told me to proceed on, so we proceeded on and passed by a hole like an oven with a narrow top and a wide bottom, and the fire was kindling underneath that hole. Whenever the fire flame went up, the people were lifted up to such an extent that they were about to get out of it, and whenever the fire got quieter, the people went down into it, and there were naked men and women in it. I said, "Who is this?" They told me to proceed on. So we proceeded on till we reached a river of blood, and a man was in it, and another man was standing at its bank with stones in front of him, facing the man standing in the river. Whenever the man in the river wanted to come out, the other one threw a stone in his mouth and caused him to retreat to his original position. And so whenever he wanted to come out, the other would throw a stone in his mouth, and he would retreat to his original position. I asked, "What is this?" They told me to proceed on, and we did so till we reached a well-flourished green garden having a huge tree, and near its root was sitting an old man with some children. I saw another man near the tree with fire in front of him, and he was kindling it up. Then they, i.e. my two companions, made me climb up the tree and made me enter a house better than that which I have ever seen. In it were some old men and young men, women and children. Then they took me out of this house and made me climb up the tree, and made me enter another house that was better and superior to the first, containing old and young people. I said to them, i.e. my two companions, "You have made me ramble all the night. Tell me all about that I have seen." They said, "Yes. As for the one whose cheek you saw being torn away, he was a liar, and he used to tell lies, and the people would report those lies on his authority till they spread all over the world." Kind of like the modern media, right? Particularly through certain causes. So he would be punished like that till the day of resurrection. The one whose head you saw being crushed is the one whom Allah had given knowledge of Quran, i.e. knowing it by heart. But he used to sleep at night, i.e. he did not recite it then, and did not used to act upon it, i.e., upon its orders, etc., by day, and so this punishment will go on till the day of resurrection. And those who you saw in the hole, like an oven, were adulterers, those men and women who committed illegal sexual intercourse. So it's more than just the married ones, I presume. I'd have to see the Arabic, but I think that's what it says. And by illegal sexual intercourse, they mean any of the 5 types of what's called inner or outer course. And those who you saw in the river of blood were those dealing in riba, usury, and the old man who was sitting at the base of the tree was Abraham, and the little children around him were the offspring of the people. And the one who was kindling the fire was Malach, the gatekeeper of the hellfire. And the first house in which you have gone was the house of the common believers, and the second house was of the martyrs. I am Gabriel, and this is Michael. Raise your head. I raised my head and saw a thing like a cloud over me. They said, that is your place. I said, let me enter my place. They said, you still have some life which you have not yet completed. And when you complete that remaining portion of your life, you will then enter your place. Now, one of the things that we need to remember when it comes to dreams is that this is the best way to deal with it. After your dawn prayer, to discuss it with the fellow believers. And, you be careful who you tell it to, and at least until there's some sort of interpretation or processing of it. And while there's more guidance as to what dreams you do relate and that sort of stuff elsewhere. But bad dreams, maybe that's something you hold back on. And don't focus too much on the projection dreams. A lot of people, they watch a TV show or whatever, and then they dream about it.